Good. Ah, fit it. Bricks. Ah, fit it. Good. Good. Fit it. Good. Fit it. Good. 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 Fit it. Fit it. Look. Fit it. Look. Fit it. Fit it. Look. Fit it. I fit it.